you can go back to your life.
You trying to get rid of me?
I just want you to be safe. And that might not happen if you stay with us. With me. I'll stay.
You guys need all the help you can get. So.
Oh, from you? Whose visions are total fucking bullshit?
Wow. Rude.
Well, we'll see about that.
You're a hero, Marie.
For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the thing.
Look at my final episode of Gen V season 2. So it's been such a great season. I could say it's better than the first season, even though I'd say like there's 3 episodes that are better than this season overall, but you know, most of the episodes of season 1 to me was just like above average or less. But this overall season, it made me like it more. And the characters were better written and stuff. So yeah, even characters that I hated, like Kate, like they made me like her by the end of the season. So he achieved a lot. But yeah, they're basically showing like, you know, how he ended up in his situation when he was all burned and stuff, to the point where, you know, he uses like you know, the V to survive, and they kind of learn from the guy who was controlling this whole time, since he was controlling 2 different people this whole time, I guess, with the original one dying. So it kind of was obvious he was gonna die too. Yeah, even though they tried their best to help him, it just seems like he was happy he wasn't getting controlled anymore. Yeah, and then he's just enjoying himself because he's been trapped for so long. And then just her being with him. I mean, she's supposed to be so smart, but she couldn't work out, you know, that he was kind of like Homelander, crazy. I guess she likes the crazies. And then you see the scene where, you know, he's basically saying like, because he basically got to witness Andre and how much of a hero he was. He says like it was the best hero he saw, and you know, Polarity appreciates that, but then they kind of get jumped by Black Noir. And they're getting ready to see what they're gonna do about Cypher. And Cypher, he's basically slowly revealing to the world on TikTok a live stream that he's gonna basically set out his goal of, you know, getting rid of the weak ones. But he obviously doesn't put it in that way, because who would show up if he said it like that? Because he basically gives like everyone a chance to be like possibly in the top 10. So he basically erases it and literally gives everyone an actual fighting chance. Though since it's Cypher, he's gonna make them, you know, kill each other because he wants to thin out the herd in it. And she sees that and she's not happy, and she knows Homelander's not gonna be happy with how he's doing things, and how she doesn't even want Homelander around, I guess. Yeah. And he's just gonna want to test all these students, basically make them kill each other, and the ones that survive, I guess, are destroyed. And then he's the one who ends up escaping with Kitty Pryde powers and tells Mary and all them what's going on. And then at the same time, they're kind of addressing that Jordan wants to break up with Mary, but they don't really conclude this storyline in, which, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for like either the boys or Gen V. But imagine if they take that long, no way. It'll just end up like flipping Star Wars sequels with flipping Rey and Finn, and how they never really resolve what was happening there. Since I couldn't tell if they had a Finn together, but they never really got to address it at the end. But since these are actual good writers, I don't think that'll end up happening. But yeah, they just all go into, well, he kind of talks to her first, and then she's just basically seeing that, you know, he's just abusing his power. He's not following the plan that she wanted with working with Homelander to basically get their way, and he'd rather kill Homelander or something and achieve what he wants to achieve, making a truly special world that he, in his eyes, that he wants. But you know, she just views him as going crazy, so she decides to free Polarity while he was talking to the fake, you know, Black Noir, because he's like, wait, Black Noir doesn't talk. So I don't know what he was thinking finding out that. But yeah, she decides to let him go. But some of the things she says, I'm just like, bro. But yeah, talking about his dead wife and son. But still gives him the chance to help the others. Since it doesn't seem like Starlight and A-Train had a chance to help him, I don't even know what they was doing. Why they couldn't help in this final fight with Cypher. Even though he might have got a chance to control them, and I feel like things would be worse getting control of them. Once maybe it's for the best it didn't show up. And then, you know, you got the guy who has that ass power to like basically make up kind of way for them to hide and attack Cypher. So they're all gang up on him, and then she's able to like control Cypher and help the others escape. Like, she has such an OP power, and then the other heavy one was just tying him down. Yeah, but yeah, her power is just crazy. Even if it's only for 60 seconds, just 60 seconds is a long time to do some crazy stuff with someone who has a crazy power. Like, imagine her fighting Homelander or something. Like, she just takes his power and literally beats his ass. Imagine something like that. Yeah. But then he gets control of Mary, because it seems like Mary's about to kill him, but he's able to get control of her. But then it seems like he's about to make Mary kill her sister, because this was like the vision of how she was gonna die. But then, thanks to polarity, it ends up changing. Like, he's able to stop it, and polarity just ended up being the goat of the season. And I do feel like, rest in peace for Chance. Like, I feel like this would have been his story. He would have been like the goat of this overall season. But instead they gave it to the father. And I just like in the end how he basically says that it's just honouring his son, which, hits hard. And it just feels like a better version of, what they tried to do with, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, with, with what happened with Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace as well. And how his sister was supposed to continue his legacy. And they just didn't really execute it as good. But I'm still surprised it wasn't a terrible movie in that era of Marvel. They still had respect for, the character of Black Panther. I just feel like they could have executed it a bit better. But yeah, and this is, to me, like, a better example of how they should have handled things. With, a tragedy which was out of their control, but it still found a way to make something great from it. Yeah. If that doesn't sound one, yeah. And he's able to help Mary get the final blow on Cypher, and basically kills him, makes him explode. And then, everyone's just gonna basically team up with A-Train and Starlight, since they're gonna be all working together going into the final season. And he decides to leave, which it'd be cool if he ends up showing up in the final season of The Boys. Yeah, and I like the little relationship him and Emma had early on in the season. It just helped him become a goat too. Yeah, and they said their goodbyes. And then her sister decides to stay with Mary, even though she could have just went back, because she doesn't want to lose her sister, just like she lost her parents. So she realizes that Mary's actually a hero at this point. Yeah. So and that's probably like the highlight of the overall season. Her getting to fully reunite with her sister and sees her as a hero. Yeah. From how the show started with completely hating her and wanting nothing to do with her. So yeah, you can take that as the highlight. Yeah. And there's just so many other good things, like what they did with polarity, redeeming Kate, even though I feel like she still needs to do something actually big to fully redeem her. Like, she hasn't got there yet, like Negan level, like taking out the Whisperers and stuff big. Like, she'd have to do something like that, but at least she's on the road to redemption. Yeah, which is good. And yeah, they're all just gonna end up working together going into the final season. So yeah, they set up pretty well. And yeah, overall it was a great season. It was nice to watch. I guess all the shows I was watching all this time, like Dexter, Wednesday, they're all finished now, and now Gen V, Peacemaker. Yeah, it was all fun, reviewing them. So I feel like I'll just start reviewing movies again. Like, I guess I still need to watch The Black Phone 2, which I'll be watching next week. So I'll have a review for that probably. Yeah, I could review the first one. I think I reviewed the first one on my YouTube channel, but I can't remember. But I'll still review the sequel anyway. But yeah, that's what I got to say. Can't wait to see what happens in the final season and what Homelander's gonna do. But yeah, it should end well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'm sure you can leave a like, and peace.
I love you guys. Thank you.